Welcome. Today on the Guitar Garden we're going to be looking at expanding our knowledge of triads. Let's check it out. In my previous lesson we looked at triads, shapes for major and minor. So today what we're going to do is put together some of those triads and do something a little bit more musical. We're going to play diatonically, which basically means within a scale. So we're going to be playing the triads within that particular scale, and it's going to be pretty simple. So we're going to use our G major scale as our main example. So the G major scale starts on G, goes to A, B, then C, D, E, F sharp, and then G. And what we can do with each one of those notes as we climb up is that we can add the chord tones or the triads of the fifth and then the octave, which is really common for bass lines. So for G, the 1, I'm playing G, it's fifth and it's octave. For A, it's going to be A minor, but we're not actually playing the third, so we're going to just be focusing on the A, its fifth, and its octave, which is A again. So, together. The next one is B, and again, it's going to be a B minor in the key of G, but we're only going to be focusing on playing B, its fifth, and its octave. So let's put those three together. Next chord is going to be C, and again C in its fifth and an octave. D, its fifth and an octave. E, its fifth and its octave. G sharp. Now we've got a bit of a problem because it's not actually the same, because this is going to be a diminished chord. So to play that, we're actually got to change our fingering to that. Flat fifth, and then back to a G. G, A minor, B minor, C, D, E minor, F sharp diminished, and then G. Taking it the next step, let's do it across two strings. So we've got our scale, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. So let's play the same thing, but change the strings. G, A minor, B minor, C, D, E minor, F sharp diminished, and G. It's great to play these things with a backing track. The next step is to add the third to the chord, which adds a layer of complexity and means that we have to change our fingering just a little bit. So to play the G major triad and include the third, it looks like this. G, its fifth, its root, and then the third, which is going to be on the G string. That's our major shape. So each time we hit a major chord, so in G, C, C, D, they're going to be that shape. The second type of chord is going to be the minor shape. So we're just going to take that third that we learned in the G and just play it 1 fret lower. So that's going to be for the A minor, the B minor, the E minor, and then when we come to the F diminished, it's a minor as well, so we've got to make sure that it's a minor. Then back to our G. So diatonically, going through the scale. So why would we want to do that? Well, one, it gives us all of the notes that are in the G major scale. It also gives us each moment that is the chord as we go through the song. So if the tonal center of the song is in G, then the chords are going to be those chords that we've just played. So as the song moves from G to C, G to D to C, back to G. That may not be the most efficient way of playing it, but you're getting to visualize and hear all of the chord tones that are within that. So if I'm going from G and I'm going to E minor, for example, back to G. So I'm using those chord tones that are there because I've studied and I know what they are. The last part of this, which I find really exciting, is when we start to take out the fifth and take out the octave and just start playing the root and its third. So that kind of sounds like this. So we play G and its third as a chord. Now a lot of the times on bass when you play chords, they don't tend to work in the lower registers because sonically the frequencies are so close together it muddies up. But by playing what's called an open triad, open dyad really, playing the root and its third, you're actually playing it on the third an octave higher because its third would be there. But playing it an octave higher creates a more sweeter tone. So we go G, A minor, B minor, C, D, E minor, F sharp diminished, and then back to G. And then you can start to noodle around playing combinations. Playing them together, it gives a sweet sound. Hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for being at the Guitar Garden. See you next time.